AC announced its first North
Brought to
American
you
tour
by
in 9 years.
I wish.
Tickets.
Yeah, I guess we all make mistakes. So, last weekend I went to a chicken show. Took some good videos. I went down to all the aisles and I videotaped all of it and I told you where I was at. And I summed up with some birds that I'd picked up as well. So while I was putting all my video pieces together and all, I decided to, it was telling me that I needed to get rid of some of my stuff on my memory card or however that works. And so I started deleting things, and next thing I know, I deleted all my videos, including the ones that I was getting ready to post. Yeah. So I didn't get all that. It was a pretty good show. There was one game rooster there. He had one spur, and the other one had been ripped off a while back. It was growing back in, but you could tell he'd been down through it somehow or another, but he wasn't in the greatest shape. But there was a lot of pretty neat birds there. I think the neatest ones I saw was a frizzle bantam, some Samoras, the Saramas. The Sarama bantams, then they were frizzled, and the ladies that were there with them birds were talking to them like they were their kittens and stuff. You know what I mean? You could tell they had to be hand raised. These little things, they wouldn't make it outside 5 seconds. You know what I mean? I guess maybe we're all going through the same thing right now. It's like waiting for tail feathers. His are starting to come through. He's starting to push through. I'm not sure. I want to say it's his first year, but I don't believe so. His spurs are too big to just be. Then again, you decide. They're not that big. He can still be a stag, right? I'm not sure exactly how old they are. I guess I should have tried to find out a little bit more. I still can't. And then the hen. But yeah, I reckon he'll be a pretty good looking rooster when his tail feathers come in. And as for Kelso, you know, he's still kicking them out. You can see even down his neck feathers and all, still got that crust on them where the feathers are still coming in. She's done out pretty well. She has feathered out really well. I haven't paid attention to her lately. There she is. And then these guys, the hens are always beautiful. And he's finally getting the tail feathers coming out really nice. I know he's got to be at least, I think this is his second year. I believe that's what the guy told me. Yeah. I got some bantams. I'm building a cage right now to put all these pairs in there. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs. The pair to that one, the red hen that runs around here, I can't get my hands on. She's smart, very smart little bantam. She's hiding around here somewhere. She was just here. I'm gonna put her with him. I took the gray off the yard, and I found me a little gray hen. And I got a little pair, it looks like piles, him, and the girl, and I took one of the girl's sisters to her, but it has the specks, and put her with a blue pile. What do you think about that? That's what I'm gonna do. That's gonna be some pretty cool bloods around here. I love the piles, you know, you get piles. So I don't care if they're small or not. I raise them just the same. And I figured I had that blue pile rooster, bantam rooster right there. And she had the speckles on her, you know. Let's add to it. We'll grow, see what we got that. We'll see what we get with that. She's just hanging out. These little guys are idiots. But all the birds are good. It's cold. I'm trying to get a hold of somebody for some straw right now. I work, you know, where I work at, we sell straw, but we don't have none. All we have is hay, and I don't want none of that junk. But I need it, because I don't like them being on this ground. I don't like it one bit. So by the end of today, hopefully either today, hopefully Sunday, but you know, Sunday is, you're dealing with farmers. They don't want to be messed with. But by the latest Monday. I don't want to put leaves in here because when they get wet, they just stay wet. And they just, yeah, I don't like leaves in my pens. It's better than nothing, but it's just starting to get cold out here. Where's my food bucket? Yeah, my food bucket. A lot of popcorn in there. I mix a whole corn, Milo, wheat. You got the protein pellets in there, sunflower seeds. Yeah, that's a daily. That's a grain scratch that you can get at Tractor Supply. Has all the stuff in it. And I'll throw some whole corn in there just to add to it. These guys love that whole corn. These guys got a tremendous appetite. I just fed everybody. Make sure everybody got water. And I'm going to get out of here and probably hang some lights before it gets dark. I got 2 strands I got to run right across the top. Some lights we bought the other night, they didn't work. So we're going to throw some other ones up there. See how that goes. But anyway, I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. And I will see you at the next video. Thanks. It's cold out here. It's maybe about 30 degrees right now. It was 22 this morning, so I decided to show you something. I'm going to be putting some straw in these pins today. Can't stand to see them on the bare ground. That was really neat. As soon as I put it in one pin over here, first thing he did is he walked over, stood on top of it, started talking real sweet. Now they were there tearing it up, just like that. Got all this new straw in there. I'll let them tear it up, do their little thing. My Kel says I threw that in there. Like I said, he walked in there and just stood on top. It was all happy. And I've got 4 bales of it, and this is just not even half of the first bale. And I'm going to distribute it through to all the birds. I'm going to finish up a cage I made for these bantams where I can get them put up. And that's what I got going on today. Besides it being freezing cold and just trying to stay warm. Everybody seems to be doing pretty well. Got to get them some nice fresh water. Everything froze over. I had to knock all the bowls out just about. And this is what we're going to do along with all the things that need to be done around here. You know, I believe single mating is a good thing a lot of the time. Especially when you got 2 hens. Hey, Bug. Bug. Get out of the picture. When you got 2 hens that are sisters, look almost identical. You know, would you leave them together, let them lay their eggs together, do all this stuff, and then just hatch the offspring, or would you want to single them out? In this case right here, I wouldn't mind this as being a brood pen for now. You know what I mean? Start pumping out some birds. I love both the hens. They're almost identical. Like I said, they're sisters. Hey, I'll let them keep laying until one of them sets, and then I'll take that one out, and I'll let the other one start laying until she sets. It's a cycle. That's right. They'll be in cages where they can raise their own babies. See, he's starting to look really good. The white hackle's coming along pretty well. I imagine he's 3. I imagine he's 3. I look at the size of the spurs on him. Yeah. But he's not mean, he's not aggressive. Unless I've been just watching him come back in from the molt. He's getting there. And everything's, yeah, he's getting there. Very slow out here. But she came out real nice so far. Yeah, she's pretty. Can't wait till he comes out proper. It's hard to hold this phone at this moment. Grabbed a hold of this one for the first time since I've had it. It's a fluoride gray. It's got some hatch in it. And there's something else too. You can see the little. Can you see it? The top on his head. Yeah. Well, this little thing tried to tear me up. I went in to get the water container. Okay, this is the first time. It's probably the second time anybody's ever had their hands on him. The guy catching him up off his yard, and then me getting him. Yeah, look. He ain't too happy. He grabbed a hold of him. Tore my hand up pretty good. was thinking to myself, just like old times, I got to get back to getting used to remembers about where all these scars on my hands came from. Besides years of glass work, spurs and other things, sometimes they happen. And just the birds, when they get a bill, hold on you the wrong way. And if they actually get to shuffle down your arm, you know what I'm talking about. Stuff like that. Well, I got to get him used to me. He's going to be around here for a while. Look at his spurs. He's a handful. He's a handful. Yep. A lot of fun. So see, a guy caught him on his yard and brought him to me. He said it's been 3 or 4 times maybe somebody's had their hands on him. He didn't like it. If you learn how to hold a bird, that's your first thing you need to do. I got him pretty good right now at football, but I know how to hold these birds. And you need to learn too if you're going to hold these birds, because I'm telling you, if you let them slip in your hand, they will tear you apart, and you know it. And this young stag, he tried to shuffle on me in there, but I had him. I did not try to move him or do anything with him until I had control of that bird. Stopped him, got control, never gave it back, because he's trying to get it right now. But you know, there's always putting your hands right up on his belly. As long as he can't kick off you with them feet, you can't go anywhere with that. Then you got to get that wing tucked up under your arm right there. You know what I'm saying? Love on him. Get this wing all tucked up. You can take your thumb, put it up there, pull that wing down, start talking to him. I mean, he's just got to get used to you. Easy. Don't be too aggressive, just firm enough to hold him. You do not want this bird afraid of you. I'm just straightening up their pens today, some. I was trying to get in there to get the water container. And I knew, I said, this one and that female over there that came with him, this is the first time off the yard. You know, I've had them since October maybe. I'm trying to get these birds. You probably know better than I do. I'm old, not my memory's terrible. But yeah, he's this year's stag, and she's a this year's pullet. They don't exactly have the same parents. She's got a lot of Floreal gray in her, and I believe it was Kelso and Floreal gray. For some reason she's got the brownish color, but she's got the thing on her head. I think you've seen the previous video. So yeah, you just don't want them afraid. You don't. Now if this was a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old or anything like that coming out of molt right now, I wouldn't be holding them right now. Because my older roosters, my cocks, they're coming out of the mold, and I would not touch them right now. Everything's brittle and everything. He's a young stag. This is his first set. He never lost a set yet. And he's got a nice set. You know, it's a nice bird. Green legs. I love green legs, anything. Hatcher always been my favorite. I had some nice ones back in the day. Some of them actually went to Mexico. Yep, sold a rooster to Mexico for breeding purposes. Yep. He'd been to a few shows and brought home some stuff. But anyway, like I said, you see me holding this on the whole time. This is a very wild stag. He's gotten a lot calmer. I'm barely even holding on to him. I'm just, you know what I mean? Let him get used to your hand up near his head. You know, come on, you know. What's bad is I hear it's illegal to dub roosters in Virginia, even for show purposes. What I mean by that is a lot of these birds that you see at these shows that are dubbed, show purposes, not the other kind of show purpose. But I can see why. If you know anything about the comb, if you know anything about a bird getting a bill hold on another bird and the damage it can do, so why would you want to have that as a disadvantage going in, you know, into the fair, you know, to show up against another bird, so to speak. You don't want any disadvantage. You don't want to have nothing to grab a hold to, you know. That's right. Throw some hay in here real quick in his pen. Put him back in there with his girl, because she's just as flighty. She's just as flighty. And he's probably still going to be. He's probably still going to be. Some top on his head. See what I'm saying? Just love him. them get to know your voice, especially when you're entering the yard. It's best if they hear your voice as you're entering the yard. It'll keep them from spazzing out a lot too. Because you know when they're spazzing out what they're afraid of. Like when a hawk comes in the area, you know that sound. Anything dangerous like that that's close by, they'll let you know it's here if you listen. All right. So I'm sitting there thinking about just how much wire I'll have to cut on these rolls to make some little round pins for these Bantams to get them out of here. And I sit around and look around. I got all these dog panels like I had for the other little set right there. What the hell? I'm just going to combine. I'm going to make like 2 here. I'm going to make this one long skinny one here, another long skinny one off there, because I got a tree stump right here I can't move. And I've got a place over there. I'm going to build another double, or maybe I'll just go ahead and build them out at the other end down there. Yeah, I might block up the door a little bit, but it won't matter. I don't need that door anyhow. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm going to start finish putting these together. I got finished putting this last panel here, and I got the door panel sitting right there. And I'll do the same thing. I run that metal roofing right across the top of it. Put a nice little perch in there. Just throw some straw in there. Give them everything they need. Let's get it going. Getting there, getting there. Now this one all separated. This will be a nice one right here. And then I got this one long ways. And I put a little divider in there. I don't want these little guys trying to kill each other, trying to get to each other. You know how little Bantams are, ain't a whole lot different than these fools. You don't want them too close. And if they are, put something in between them so they can't see each other. They won't be fighting over the girls that they can't get to anyway. But now I'm going to put some over here. I believe I'm going to squeeze a couple sets right in there. And I might have to move this one down a little bit just because. Or that one up that way a little bit. Probably that one. There's more room going that way. To tell you I've been working hard would be an understatement. Where I said I was going to build these pins today, well, here we go. So that's for my blue piles. Got them in a nice little place right there. Pretty nice, ain't it? Got plenty of room. Water. When they stop messing around, I'll probably want to put their water up top when they get used to, you know, being up there and everything. And I got my red piles down here with that girl. They're hanging out. They're doing well. It's another little pen. This is long. With these 2 foot by 4 foot, such and such. I got my grays. This is my little gray that I raised out on my chickens off of that I got from Tractor Supply. And hen I got a week or so ago at that chicken show. That's their new little pen. I got my Seramas. A pair of Seramas. Yep. There he is. They were already there. I moved him. He didn't need all that spot to himself. I wanted to put the pairs in the bigger spots. And then my red pair, I finally caught her off the yard. Apparently she never heard of a fishnet. Finally pulled one down here just in case. Some of these things don't want me to get my hands on. I want to make sure I can, but I do it gently as I can. You never know. But she was flirting around with him for the longest time anyway while he was in the cage by himself. Everybody's really enjoying the straw. As cold as it was today, I really enjoyed being out here all friggin' day. Hope you enjoyed the tips on them birds about the handling part. Can make all the difference in the world. I haven't finished cleaned up in here yet, but I did get all the pins done. I got tops on them. I got perches in them. They're all cedar perches I cut from some trees that I had laid down. Whew, I'm kind of tired. Everybody seems to like it. I gotta work tomorrow. I'll get off early. I'll come home, finish this up. Then I'll work Thursday, come home, and I'm off until next week sometime. So I'm good. Plenty of time to make this place right. But this panel's really saved the day. There was one, I was one panel short. So I took one, cut a chunk out in it, made my own door. I got some spring latches coming, and I want to get some more smaller bungee cords. Hopefully I really ain't got to worry about something tearing into it as much. You know, as much as what could happen if there was no 6-foot fence around everything. Whew. So what do you think? Don't forget to like these videos if you like these videos. It really helps the channel grow. And subscribe. Subscribe really helps a whole lot. You know, I'm out here on my own. The more subscribers you get, the more I feel like I should put some information out there, best I know. Now, I'm no expert on a lot of things, but I do know a lot of things, especially when it comes to pins. Let's take this one for instance. All these. You see, I do have one divider. I had one divider, so I put it in there, not for any real reason. But there's his perch. Over here, he has this one's perch here, right? So I was waiting to see if these roosters were going to be aggressive to each other. You know, they could be fighting through the cages and everything else. They could, but they're not like some of the birds I have around here. Can't put their cages too close together. But one thing I do know, that if they did like to mess with each other, when it comes time to sleep and they're trying to snuggle up there with the girls, hey baby, what you doing? They don't want to be face to face with another rooster on another perch right across from them. So what I like to do is stagger them. See how this one is? They'll jump up there, they'll be just fine. When these two get settled on this one, because of where it's sitting at, they'll never be face to face. You know, one of them had to really go out of his way to be face to face with the other rooster. So I moved that same theory down to here. See how this one's lower? This one's lower for the Sharamas. They're not big flyers. And I bungee tied all of them so that they didn't flop around. They didn't flop around in the pen. And this one, because he's the biggest one, he's just a cross somebody gave me one day. I took him. Here he is. His perch is nice and tall. He'll get up there and be away from everybody. He thinks he's somebody. And this one right here just settles it out. A little bit lower, but it's still got plenty of room to walk up underneath that without hitting their heads on stuff, you know. That's the main thing. And that's about it. Just certain things to take into things that I've done a lot of times. You learn by mistake. You don't have to learn everything by bad mistakes. You can learn about my mistakes or pay attention to other people's mistakes. You can learn from them just as well when it comes to these birds, because there's nothing easy about it. Nothing easy about it. But anyway, I just wanted to finish that up and show you what I actually accomplished today. To me, it was a lot, because I'm like 60, ready to, you never know, any moment now. I want to get all these guys straight and get them all locked up for the night. Now the only birds I got on the yard that come in here to sleep in this, I haven't caught them up yet, to really put them up yet, is the red, that I believe it's also up over there, or sex link, maybe it's the sex link hen. She's running around in here. And now there's the guinea out there running around on the other side of the fence, gate wide open. That's the only ones on the yard now. She sleeps over here. The big one sleeps over here. I don't know where the guinea sleeps, probably up in a tree. They're pretty slick. Yeah, they're pretty slick. Hope you guys will like watching. And it's what, Tuesday? Yeah, I gotta work the next 2 days, and maybe we'll get something going for my next video. Thanks for watching.